Jim Seimas.
And Andrew Matheson for double coverage. Our Week 8 preview. Get them up.
I'm running out of fingers, Andrew.
Running out of fingers, good thing. We only play 10 weeks.
All right.
Week 8 preview for Friday's games, all 2 of them.
Yeah.
An SECL one and an NBL P1.
Big SCCL one, if you're SoCal.
Yeah.
If you're Aptos,
and if
too.
you're Aptos. Yeah. What? They're playing for the league title here, man.
Yeah. Well, and SoCal's trying to prevent that.
Yeah.
So.
Obviously, Aptos, the Knights can look at it as, hey, we had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. The Mariners can look at it as, hey, we just played the best game of our season, and we're ready to go.
SoCal's going to give them a battle.
Yeah.
They're not going to lose 49-0. Now with that offense, I don't see them fumbling or making that many mistakes. I know Aptos defense has posted 2 shutouts this year, and they're scoring 43.5 points a game. But I mean, I think SoCal will give them a little fight.
Yeah. No, I mean the thing that with SoCal, obviously they're running the ball. They're doing the double wing, and I feel like they might need to open it up a little bit just to keep Aptos on its toes. Or maybe throw a little wrench. You can still run it.
Yeah,
you can still run it. But maybe do a little more reverses or something. I mean, they need to kind of change it up a little bit to kind of keep Aptos on its toes just a little bit on defense.
I would like to think so. They have the tools. It looks like they have a pretty decent line that's growing weekly.
Yeah, and
not size wise, but just talent wise. Yeah. And they have a good core of backs, just like Aptos does. Sure. They may not have 20 guys, but they have 4 quality guys, and Fisher, Moreno, Canavan, and Seager, as we say every week. But I think the biggest tale is on defense for the Knights. That's where this game's going to be won.
Okay.
Can they match that speed that Aptos has? Can they contain? Can they stop the inside run? Aptos attacks everywhere, right? I mean, inside, outside, and they pass. Yeah. And no huddle. So, how SoCal plays defensively is going to decide this thing. Does, Wenger and John Wenger and Ty Seager, the Griffin brothers, do they come to play,
Sure.
And even then, SoCal is going to have a battle because Aptos is stacked this year.
Yeah, we mentioned last week, obviously, Aptos, 6 offensive possessions, their first 6 offensive possessions, touchdowns, and each scoring drive was 5 plays or less.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a little, we've done the whole Oregon Ducks thing, but it is kind of similar in some ways, just how quickly they are able to score.
Yeah, and Aptos defense is, as mentioned earlier, they're sick. I mean, they get in opposing backfields immediately.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of time to work with there. So I'm going to have to go with Aptos on this one and securing a 3rd straight league title.
I think that title's in their sights, and they're gonna go for it, and they're gonna take down SoCal.
Meow. It's a cat fight, baby.
Oh, okay. I see what we did there.
Yeah,
right.
next game.
Next game, our second and final game of the night. 7:30 p.m., Watsonville High. The Wildcats take on the Cougars of Christopher.
There you go. Yeah.
I don't know what that was. That was my my monster truck voice there a little bit.
Both cats are hoping to run wild. I better distinguish. The Cougars have a pretty good run game.
Sure.
Led by Rashawn Mills.
200 yards last week against PV.
800 yards almost, roughly 800 yards on the season, 8 touchdowns. That team could also pass a little bit. Sterling Montgomery, 11 TDs, 4 interceptions, 1,300 yards.
186 last week against PV.
Yeah, so they look like they're pretty balanced. They have a good secondary back, and Trevor had not. But, they come off a big win over PV last week. So.
Yeah, they're getting their first win in Pacific Division play. Of course, 2 weeks ago, Watsonville got their first win against North Monterey County. They lost last week to North Salinas, 45-10. Right. Obviously, that defense is still kind of letting up some points a little bit, which might be a little bit of a concern coming to this week's game with Christopher, because obviously they can put up some points. 41 last week against PV, 23 against Everett Alvarez. They must beat Everett Alvarez, and they're kind of the team to beat right now in the league.
Defensively, they've done pretty well this season as well. Early on against Ann Sobrato and Live Oak, they allowed 6 points each game. Yeah. And then last week's game against PV.
Yeah.
It looks sporadically good defense, it looks like. Not incredibly high. I think 20-something points a game.
Sure.
What's Watsonville going to do? Watsonville isn't a deep threat type team. They don't pass a whole lot.
Well, I mean, they got their
power run.
They got their second quarterback in there with Marvin Scott right now. But they've been running the ball with Lexus Munoz and Alex Azevedo the last couple of weeks. Munoz had 145 yards last week. Mm-hmm. I expect the same thing, but obviously PV, which is known for the run game, couldn't get much going against Christopher. So not to kind of jump back to the whole SoCal Aptos thing, but Watsonville's probably going to need to find something else to kind of open up that run game for them moving forward.
Both teams can play pretty good defense at times.
Yeah.
But I like Christopher's balance a little bit more, so I'm going to go with the Cougars this week.
I am too, unfortunately. But, I feel like Watsonville's got, they got Everett Alvarez and they got PV. So these are some pretty big games, unfortunately. I think Christopher's kind of, like you said, too well balanced to pull out a win. I'm going to go with the Cougars. That's it. We're done. 2 games, in and out. If you don't like it,
scram.
Go somewhere else. That's it for our Friday edition of Double Coverage, our previews. Check out there's 3 games in Saturday's edition, including the Cabrillo game against MPC. And you can check out our recaps. Check out our stories.
Check us out on Twitter, Tout. Facebook.
Google Play, iOS.
The whole 9 yards.
There you go.
But basically, check us out on SantaCruzSentinel.com /